This module is related to the industrialized state socialist economies. Here our focus is regarding Eastern Europe, a variation on a theme. Basically, we try to understand the socialism across countries, how it happens, what kind of responses or what kind of outcomes have been observed, what kind of changes have been observed across these countries, or how they actually implemented and get any kind of benefit from this process. For example, Poland and Yugoslavia, that was the Eastern European socialist state, and they were a bit different from the USSR, Russia model of agrarian transformation. So their agrarian transformation was a bit different from whatever model was followed by the USSR or Russia. Because what has happened over the time, once they were observed that in Russia this collective cooperative farming was not so much successful, it faced different kind of opposition. So what they did, they actually understand this situation that collective farm process is viable only on voluntary basis. So it's not going to be imposed by the state on the farmers to work as a collective farm, and then they try to produce more output. Mean to say, it's quite difficult, face more difficulties in terms of achieving their objectives. 1956 cooperative agriculture farm quickly reduced to 1% in Poland and 2% in Yugoslavia. So that was the reverse cycle which has been observed. The Czechoslovakia only implemented Soviet model, but gradually. So that was the most important thing, that the model which was followed by USSR was not by itself a failure, but actually its implementation or execution was so rapid that the people who are the victims of that kind of strategy, they don't have the time to adjust themselves with the change and scenario or the change requirement of the government or the state. So they need some time. So that was quite successful to an extent in Czechoslovakia, where without peasant resistance that was implemented, and definitely to an extent successful. Then the industrial location in Eastern Europe, that was the USSR principle based, because whatever USSR established the principle for industrialization process, the Eastern Europe was follow the industrial location on the same principles. We can try to understand the whole picture regarding these socialist states whenever the division of agriculture, land and the social sectors in the selected states were observed. And the blank area shows the private belongings, collective, represented by these bars, and the dark area shows the state owned areas. So if we start observing from just like Albania, the situation is that the state control land was very low and remained low. It's not going to rise significantly, but collective was improved significantly, and that was happened after 55 and continue up to 65. The remarkable change observed in Bulgaria, because in Bulgaria from 1950 onward, and near about 100% became under collective farming. In Czechoslovakia, it increased, not reached to the 100%, but later after close to 65, it started declining, this collective farming. So, but on the other side, the share of the state farming is growing up as well. In case of Hungary, situation is again just like same Albania, because after 55 and mid of the 55 to 60, 1960, mid of that time period, around 62-3, actually the major contribution has been made through collective farming, and the government or state owned lands were remain near about stagnant, not growing up. But that happens in the USSR. First thing you can observe in case of USSR, all the farms are actually working under the collective farming. So no private farms were allowed. And secondly, the proportion of the government farm also increased. So around 50% up to 1965. That was the remarkable change in the USSR economy. Poland was quite different situation, because in Poland, the amount of state-owned farming remained same, and greater proportion of the farming remained with the private sector. It was initiated after 1950, this collective farming, but probably not so much successful or desirable. So it moves down quickly after 1955. Then Romania, GDR, Yugoslavia, and Cuba. Cuba just shows that from 1960 onward, the state capable to get maximum proportion. Yugoslavia again showing the same kind of picture, just like the Poland. Romania's picture is again just like the GDR, and the Romania pictures are just like same as these countries, just like Albania and just like Hungary, or to an extent Czechoslovakia. So this means actually what has happened, different countries, different state socialist economies, they try to follow the same model, and to an extent it remain successful to an extent in some states, but not across the board. Because if we observe all these countries, probably these countries were not so much successful as compared to USSR, but they follow that model and they try to improve their production scenarios.